Welcome to day number 4, and what we are going to do today is that whatever we have done our study in day number 1, day number 2, day number 3, everything we are going to put in a single bucket, and that particular program that we are going to put inside same program, all these logics that we have studied, and we are going to create one big program. That big program, you can see the life of device under API. So if you want to know a particular user defined IP, that particular IP, what is the BFT condition, what is the OMP status, what is the IPsec, hardware, software, each and every detail related to that particular system IP or UUID. That we are going to do the development for, and then I will tell you, we will see that. Then we have the lab for backup configuration. So suppose if you have devices, you want to take backup. Maybe if you have n number of devices, uh, I'll mute yourself. So maybe if you have n number of devices and you want to take the backup of n number of devices, you can do it. Okay. So let's start. And for day number 4, what I have done that I created one separate folder, and you can see that we have a lot more coding. So we have these many labs, plus we have other lab as well. Okay. So one by one, let me first of all increase the view here, and please mute yourself, Sam, please. Yeah, thank you. All right, so here you can see that we have one long list of labs. So I told you that whatever we study in previous sections, we are going to summarize those as well. And today we are going to do one big lab. So that also I'll show you. So in this day 4 folder, you can see there are so many program, and 1, 2, and 2 programs, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 6, 7 programs are there. So let's just start with program number 1. So what I can do here, I can go to, first of all, the program I want to open, or maybe I can run from my CMD as well. So you can run your program from CLI as well. You can run your program from anywhere. There's no problem on that. So if I go here and see, I don't have Python package here. So simply what I can do, I can add Python in that particular folder where I want to run this program, and I can see that I should have one python.exe here. Python, I think this guy, oh, this is STL, this Python and this Python. Let me go and add those things to day number 4 with Delaware. I have the code. So what will happen in this case, that then I can go to my CLI, I can change the path, and then I can run the Python from there. So oops, I seems yeah, I can run that here. No problem. 0, and let me quickly check if it is working. Python.exe, and I think I should connect the VPN. So let me quickly connect the VPN as well. And where is my VPN? Accept. Let's go here and run this. So you can see here, and now this screen size is quite small. So let me increase the size of the layout so you can see this. And I want to increase the font, and font will be, oops, maybe 20. So you can see here, this is the a small program. It's a very small program. And what's the coding we have in this program that we have already discussed is this is giving you the device information. So in that device information, what outputs, what results you are getting. So you are getting the result related to device name and the system IP, UUID, reachability, validity, etc. We have done this. Okay. The next page, you can go and do the formatting of that. Suppose this output you want in some other format. So you can go and do that. Now I can see there is some problem. So let me quickly open that program and do some edit. So it is telling that from config, no module call config. So config is not there inside the Viptela. That means I have to go there and put that config module. I thought I have, but seems I have put config somewhere, some other location. So let me see. I can. Oh, I have config here. Config, you know that what is there in the config is the username, password, and the URL. So I have another program. I put the config there. Now it is asking the IP and the password. So now you can see that it will go and uh, give the result in a format. So I can go and use the device list. This we have done, I think, in day number 2 or maybe in day number 3 and admin. So we are getting this result and then we are generating the Excel as well, correct? We have done these things. Great. Now let's check 03. 03, you can see that we have device template. Again, tomorrow we are going to discuss more and more about this device template. But yeah, I have created this program related to device template. You can see that device template, and this is one of the big program we have. Okay, so let me show you that how you can utilize this. I can go here and then I can use 03, and if you do the help, so what will happen here is that it will tell you that you have these three options. So what you want? You want to check the device list, you want to check the attached device list, you want to check the template list. So suppose you want to see the template list. So with that particular, we manage how many templates. So you can see that name of the template, which devices, what's the template ID, how many devices are attached. Now again, if you want to see that with that particular template, how many devices are listed or attached. So for that, you can go and use the device list and all these programs. So I'm just showing you the result, but we should know that in programming, how and what type of changes you should do. So it is telling that if you want to run this program, you have to go here and you have to give the device list. Here you can see the help section. So how it is, you have to go and use the device list, and then you should give the option. You have to give the template ID. So I can go here, I can copy this, I can put here, enter. Some extra argument. Okay, so seems that it is taking some extra argument that I don't know. I'll check that what extra argument we are taking. So let's do this thing. Let's check the help function. And help function is something that device list and the options. I should do like this. Here I haven't added anything in help. We should add something in the help section, little bit more descriptive, correct? And I think we have to give the template. Some keyword is missing here, so that's why it is not taking this. And I should add those keywords in the program as well. A template or maybe template ID. No problem. Template related thing. I have other program as well. I'll show you in a minute. Uh, let's go inside the program. Let's check that first. So let's quickly have a look on that program. The program number 03. I can open in the notepad. We're in this particular program. Now you should be familiar about all these steps and lines. They are just the library. Then you can go inside the device list. You can create your own program. You can go into the template list. You can create your own template program that we have seen. Okay, and then finally you can go to the attach devices. And attach devices you can go and you should give like this. See, template should be like this. So you have to give the keyword called template and then the template ID. Yeah, I'm giving this. One second. Yep. Just let me fix my screen. Yep. And okay. Let's first check the template list. And then we can go and check the device list. Template like this. And then you can go and give the template ID. Let's use any other ID. Maybe this guy. Copy up to here. Copy, paste, enter. Okay. So you can see I'm using some.
Is it supposed to be
Yeah,
template
03.
ID?
Yeah, it should be device template. The program number 3. So that's okay. Yeah, you're telling something, yeah, please.
Yeah, the error, is saying template. I was suggesting, does it supposed to be template ID?
Yeah, this template ID. So we should. Oh, you're telling to use the template ID here. Okay, I got your point. But let me run this one more time with the correct program. That's 03 is the program we have. So I can go here and then I can go and use the device list. And then once you have the device list, but no problem, we have some better program. I will show you later on. Yeah. So some issue I'm seeing here is that something I don't know. But some error is there. No problem. I'll show you. I have some other program related to template. I'll show you in a while. Maybe after 5-10 minutes. Let's continue. So then fourth program that we have is the life of device. This is a big one. This is really big program. So before showing you this particular big program, I want to show you something very interesting that we have, and I'm keep working on and I'm keep developing that particular code. Okay, so let me show you that. I can go to CD and day number 5, and then let me check. I can go to SDWAN REST API, and then I have my Python program. Why it is taking like this? Okay, I have my Python program, and that is let's see what program I have. Yep, the CLI. Okay, and then so here you can see I have a program where I can show you the template details. So what you can do with this particular template, that you can check list and etc. etc. Now in this particular program, I can go to template, you can see here step by step help functions are there. You can check help. Now once you are here, what you can do that you can go and check the device and feature. So suppose if you want to check the template, and then if you want to check the feature, and then you can go and do the help. So inside you can see the step. So Python name template feature, and suppose if you want to list all the feature templates, yes, we have this option. We can go and list them. Oh, now you can see different colors. So what we have, this template name, then the template type, a device model, template ID, attached devices, complete history, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Then we can go and likewise. So again, this particular program, I have planning to show you the results and everything in the next session. That's the last session we have. So you can use the help function here, whatever we have. And once you are in the help function, then you can go and use the command. So show, and again you can go to the help, and it is asking the template ID. So if you have the template ID, you can copy that template ID, and then you can check that particular template ID information in detail. So if I have copied that, hmm, so you can see the detailed configuration inside that template ID. Okay, and obviously the output will come in the JSON format, and this output that you are seeing here in the JSON format, that you can, that you can use as a payload to some other API, or as an input to some other API. That's the cool thing we have. So we will dig more and more about this in the upcoming section, where we have to learn about the template and all. So I was showing you just FYI that yeah, we have the program, so don't worry about that. Okay, so here you can see that let me show you the results as well that we have ran earlier, and on those results, so we have the device list, and today we are going to work on BFT control, OMPSL, etc. in the big giant program that we are going to develop after this. So before going there, I just wanted to show you about the device as well, and that's the cool thing about Python, that you can add some different colors as well. So I can go here and I can do the device list, and then you can see the result like this. So not only we have the table format, but you can see we can use different, we have the option to use different colors for different column or row, etc. Okay, isn't good? If you use this particular program, you can generate the output, and then you can take a snapshot of this, and then you can send someone, and that will be in color format. They will think, oh my god, what output is this? And the other thing is this, that suppose if you want to um, you want to take the output, suppose if the output having 400 lines, maybe 20 pages, etc., is you're not able to see or copy from your screen, then you can redirect the output. So for example, I'm redirecting like double greater than and dev.txt, enter. So that means that output will get a store in my parent directory, that's the day 5, and this location, and here you can see somewhere dev. You can open this and you can see your result like this.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, you can
And
print. Yeah,
and we can add is it site name to this list?
yeah, why not? We can add it.
Yeah, yeah,
You can add the site name. We have good amount of data.
yeah.
You can add. Uh, at the moment, only 5 6 things are there, but you can add good amount of information. Okay? So that's the program you can see. And not only this, but anyways, we are going to develop as well. But I'm showing the result at this point of time. But we are going to develop as well few of the things from here. It's more than this. So you can see, for example, control connection. I can go here and I can do the control. And once you are familiar with how this program is working, so it should do it very easily. Connections, and I have to give the system IP. So that you can see next is the system IP. So I can go and give the system underscore IP 10101, and then you can see the output. See the output, how it look like. Local color, remote color, proxy, state, uptime, group, last update, public IP, private IP, a good amount of information. And this is just what? This is just the just few small site. Suppose if you have 100 devices or 200 devices, still you can redirect this output, say dev1 or 2.txt, and then you can go to the place from where you are running this code. So now you have the dev2, and you can take this. Now it is some like, in the zipped format, but anyways, we have option to generate the Excel as well, correct? So Excel format, or maybe colored format, or maybe any type of format you can do it. Now we can work on this just to make these things little bit adjusted, not adjusted as this you're seeing on the screen, correct? So we'll do that. I'll show you that how we can adjust that output and all. But yeah, you can see the big output like this. Okay. All right. So let's come back and let's see the agenda. So agenda today is that we have to do first of all. Okay. So some troubleshooting APIs. I will cover the troubleshooting APIs. So troubleshooting APIs means that you should know the IPsec up and down status and all. And let me show you the first thing first. So troubleshooting APIs. So I want to show you that, and then we'll come to point number 2 that we have. So you can go here. I have this IPsec information. I can go here and I can show you what you want with the IPsec. You want to see the status of the tunnel. Let me see here. I think that the status I have that I can show you. Uh, Okay, so this particular output is system IP, and I think I have to give the system IP. Let's see, because these things that we have related to. So here you can see some issue is there with BFT. No problem. We'll overcome these issues later on, and we can see that. But let me continue this particular program so I can show you a few of the troubleshooting things that we have. So we can see we have the SLA, and SLA is a part of troubleshooting, service level agreement. Then BFT. BFT is also part of troubleshooting. Why? Because we are using BFT, bi-directional forward detection, to know the link is up or down, because whenever the tunnel is there, tunnel is associated with BFT, correct? So you can go to the link and you can see the power now with the programming. So here I can go to the link and then we have the state. So I can go and give the state, and we have option here with the state. We can go and check up and down statuses and all. So the state, and if I want to see the up, see these BFT sessions are up. Okay, I can see the what's the system IP, what's the host name 1, what's the system IP of 2, what's the host name number 2, what is the link, what is the status, what is the last update. Correct. And likewise, if you want to see the down, if anything is down, it will show you the down as well. So obviously in production network, we are seeing the down status. Okay. And then we can go and check the other things. So for example, link. So here you can see we have three information: link, session, and summary. So if you want to see the session, you can go and run the session and the help. Correct. So don't know. Session is something like sessions, correct? And then we can go and check the help. Like that, we will continue. And anyways, I'll hand over the code to
The
you.
session is spelled wrong.
Yeah,
How
that's
do I-
still it is wrong. Should be like this, I think. Yeah, and then we can go and give the system IP and then 10.1.0.1. It will give you the summary. So this is what the BFD session. This is the active BFD session, correct? So here you can see what's the remote IP, and these are the public IPs and the port number and the encapsulation, etc. But it's a nice information when we are doing the troubleshooting. Final thing here is that if you want to check the service level agreement, and here you have you have good list. So you want to create the SLA list, you want to delete, you want to edit, you want to list. It means you want to see that. So here you can go and check that, and that's it. You can go and run this. So in this lab environment, we don't have much SLAs configured. We have some SLAs, means app route is not enabled, but yeah, these service level agreements with what is the loss, latency, jitter configured. Now this information may be good information for the operation. So if they are doing the troubleshooting, they can go and check the SLA parameters, then they can go and check the app routing policy parameters, then they can go and check the BFD, they can go and check the application health, etc. Correct? All right. So let's move on to the next big thing that we have is the life of device under API. This is going to be a big code, maybe 1,000-line code that we will go and dig deeper inside that. So in this, we have two variations here, that information with fixed system IP. But anyways, if you are getting the information with some fixed IP, that will not work. So what you need some sort of variable system IP. So user defined system IP. So whenever you run the program, it will ask you that which IP you want these information for. Once you put that IP, then you will get those informations. Correct? Great. So let's learn that. I can go to day number 4. Still, we should be in the day number 4. And we have the code here. I have one code that is unformatted or formatted. So let me quickly check that where it is, because we are going to create our own coding for that. I'm not seeing that. Let me quickly see here if I can see. Device info formatted CSV device template, life of device draft. Yeah. So I have that. Let me open this with Sublime. So our NetMiko is also there. I have added NetMiko as well. I'll show you the use case related to NetMiko as well. And first of all, let me show you that how many lines we have in this. We have total 1000 line in this particular program. Okay, and now if you go step by step, you'll find that most of the things are repeating. So first 100 line is related to the API and the library. That will be there always. So we can easily move to first 80-90 line. Then device list we have already done earlier. Now in a device list, you know that device list is something like generic, means it will generate the device list for SD-WAN managed devices. So it's not device specific as well, but we know that. So once we completed device list, then let's start with BFD, bidirectional forwarding detection, correct? So bidirectional forwarding detection, and if you go and run the API, first of all, the API related to a system IP. Now this thing I have shown you here as well. Let's check both the variations. So here if I can go and if I can show you BFD, I at the moment I haven't merged both the code, but both are going to do same thing, and we can use whoever is more much useful. So link session and summary. Link is really good. Which link is up, which link is down, see? Up and down link like that. Now I want to open one more session, so I will not break this session. I can go and let me quickly go and copy this. Uh, okay, I can simply, I think I can copy this to here. All right, CD Day04. And let me increase the font size as well. 20 is okay. Great. So now what we have to do is that we have to go and check our program, and the name of program is life of device draft, because we want to finalize as well that particular program. So Viptela and Python 05 life of device draft help. I have added the help function here. You can see for a particular device, you can check the app route, you can check the interface, ARP and interface info. It's hard to get the info in without SDN environment, but if it is a SDN environment, it's very easy. You can check the BFT, you can check the control connection, device list, IP and FIB information, IPsec, OMP if you have any Ospf use case, reboot, some security thing, some software thing, some system variables,tlog. So these all information we can get. So if I go and start with our own BFD first. So now you can see here clearly, and that's the change here. I have made this program as a user define system IP specific. So now it is asking that enter the system IP to get the BFD detail, means which particular system IP you're looking for the BFD. So for example, 10101 is one of the system IP, enter. Now in my program, what I have done here is that I have given list. First of all, you can see here, this is the summary of the BFD. Then this is the history of the BFD session. Then this is the BFD session, like show SD-WAN BFD session. So this is the BFD session, and here you can see the state as well, up and down. And then finally, the BFD up down reboot status. Now this is user specific, correct? But if you want to make this as a notes, means you want to store it as a text file, so you can redirect and store as a text file. Now since this is a user specific program, you have to give the IP here, because you don't know that this is a user specific program and what IP you are looking for. So you have to give the IP like this. And then if you go to the day number 4 Viptela folder, so now I can go to day number 4 and Viptela folder, and you can see that BFD text file will be there that you can open and you can see the information. Correct? So single shot, you will get the information about that particular device, that's 10101. And suppose if you are looking for 10201, 10301, you can do it. So suppose, let me show you the good thing here. So I can go here and I want to collect the information this time with 10301. 10.3.0. That is one of the branch device. And let me open that output in Notepad++. So I can go here and I can open this device here like this. So let me decrease the font size a bit. So first of all, we have given the information about 10101, and then next time we have put the information about 103. So see, your file is appending. Again, if you want to give one more device, let me decrease the font size a little bit more. Okay, and you can see the nice format, printed format. Next time, if you are looking for the information related to 10, say 10.3.0.2, and if you go back to your notepad, and now you can see in the bottom it will add 10302. See, Sam, you can see the power we have.
Yes.
How easy is to get the report like this, and you can send the
Yeah.
report and all. So for all the devices.
Once we're migrating the site, I keep compiling this list.
Yeah. So that's a good thing here, and you can see now once you have the output in the notepad, it's actually easy to compare. So now you can easily see, okay, the history was showing that it was down some time ago. The history can see the how many BFT sessions you have, what is the poll interval you have. Then if you go a little bit down here, you can see if it is down, it will obviously show you the state as a down, but all devices state is up. Then you can see the BFT up, you can see the reboot count, you can see the crash count. This is just one output related to BFT. And for good amount of devices, you have this output. Correct? So and again, if you want to add something here in the same file, you keep writing that information. So what I will do, I will keep adding all these functions and informations we have. So let's go back to the program and let's see the help section. And this program that you are seeing, that this my copyright program, I have developed this particular program. Check all these fields like you have here, and this 1,000-line code that you are seeing, that I have done the development on this. So I know each and everything here in this particular program. You can see that system IP, I have made this as a user input system IP. So now this is something like what particular system IP you want the output for, and it will give you that. All right, let's continue. And for
Yeah.
our training purpose, few of the fields I haven't modified, that I will modify during the class. So you will understand that where to make the changes and all. But these things, if you watch the recording number, I think day number 2 or maybe day number 3, these things we have discussed a lot. So if you see the previous recording, you can find that entire 2 hour we have discussed only one program. Now, if you check today's session class, you'll see that today we have discussed more than 10 programs. Why? Because we are building the foundation earlier. So once we have the foundation, then it's easier to understand because most of the things are a repetition of code. Same type of thing you are doing again and again and again. Okay, so that's the thing we have. All right, so let's see the other um, information in the life of device program, and I can go here and I can go to the help section. Oops, help and enter. Seems it become later. Okay, so next, okay, I have shown you BFT because we have checked that BFT earlier, but I should start from number 1. So let's just start and check the app route. First of all, I will show you normally how the output look like. So here also I have made this as a user specific. You want the app route information for 10101, for example, yes. Oh, oh. And let me add this into our list. The dev.txt, and then the device is 10.1.0.1, and we can go here and oops, what happened to this? Why it is not adding here? Oh, that was not dev, that was bft.txt. Sorry for that. bft.txt is our file that is here. Open. Now you can see the output related to the app route, and you can see here that app route application routing information. It is starting from here specific to this SD-WAN where we don't have much of the tunnels and all those SLAs policies configured, but still you can see that this is the summary, and then this output is in two part, app route part 1 and part 2, because this is a big output, so I have divided into two part. What's the source IP, what's the destination IP, what's the TX, what's the device name, remote color, system IP, mean latency, and total packets. Now if you see here in this particular counter, if you see this number is getting increased, that means that particular location has issue. So it's okay, 20. And then this is the part 2 of that. So if any of these 00 counters, whatever we are seeing here, if we can see much more value like 200, 300, 400, that means those sites having issues, correct? So that was the app route information. Let's go and check the help more time. So you can see the app route. Now how I am doing it in the code, you know that how we are doing. We are taking one API. From that API we have the two values. So key and value. So we are extracting the key and value, and then we can print in the table format or the Excel format that we have discussed a lot in the day number 2 or maybe 3. Okay, now if I go according to program, so according to program, I'm getting this control. Okay, so let's work on control. What's the API used? API used here is data service devices. So till data service, it is like hidden. Now if I go here, if I copy this output, let me show you first of all here in the API. So if I can go here and if I open 198.1.8 something, it's not this, but I should log in and then I should run the API. So let me go and run the API. You can see here, this is not the API. You should give the device ID here. Oops. Device ID. Oops. Okay. HTTP should be like this 198. And you can see some data services are there that I can modify here. So I can go here and let's see what's the API. API is a device slash control slash connections. So device slash control and slash connections and then the device ID. So you're getting this output. Like in this, key and values are there. So if you go and check the output, let me quickly show you the output in the table format. So I can go here and I can give the control, correct? And so 10.1.0.1, and you can see that I'm taking only this information. Oops, sorry for that. I'm taking only this information out of this particular information. So I'm not taking all the field because maybe everything is not required. Whatever important things are there. So for example, what's the device name, system IP, remote color, site ID, local color. You can see the site ID here. The uptime, the peer type, whatever important, take that. Do not take complete dump. So this is something like complete dump, and we don't want all these things. So we can select some key and then we can use as per the requirement. And now next what I can do here, I can go here and the same program I can redirect to bft.txt and I can give the 10101. We can go to our file and our file you can see skip adding. So now we have the BFT information as well here. So you can see that we have added the we have the control information here. So first of all we have added the BFD information, then we have added the app route status information, then we are adding the control information. This is equivalent to show control connection, correct? And we'll keep add on this because we are talking about life of a device. What type of things, what type of reports will be related to one particular device, correct? Yes, Sam. I hope that you're enjoying the session that we are doing at the moment.
Yes, very much.
So this is something like if you give this type of result to someone, they will surprise. Oh my God, what is this? How it is happening
Yeah,
like this? And
yeah,
this is something cool thing we have.
yeah, yeah. You have done a very good job. That's very good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's follow the program and let's move on.
I remember we were doing something whenever we finished the site migration.
Hmm.
We were trying to get all the BFD sessions and the control session, all like many commands in one document, and we have to issue each command and then copy all the output.
Yeah.
And still, one of our guys wrote a program
Hmm.
where we were getting the output, but it wasn't very. It was too much information.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
The
thing.
output
Yeah, too much
was.
information. Yeah. Now you can use these programs and all other things. And let me stop the recording. So in your current so we check two functions and let's continue. Let's check here. When I share the code with you, I have given this netmiko as well. So suppose if you want to do check these commands via traditional method, you can use a netmiko connector. I think maybe in your organization someone has wrote the script in netmiko and then he has used that. But if you do this with a CLI, you will get big output. So for example, if I go here, let me show you the NetMiko thing as well. So in which section we are? We are in control. Okay. So I'll go here in the control section and let me remove these things. So what this is doing, this command is show SDWAN control stats. This is related to iOS XE. Show control summary, and um, this is very much like CLI output as well. I have given this code just for your reference in case if you need some CLI commands as well run into the program. So it will run. There is no problem on that. So let me go to the day number 4 first of all. Should be here. Day number 5 since both places. Okay. The program is 5. Number is 5. So here I can go and check the control and enter. So although I'm giving 10101, that's the IP I'm looking for. But for the CLI commands, the user input is 10301. That's one of the branch IP. Okay. Just to show you, I'm doing this. So let's run this command. So first it is running the API. You can see API the speed. It's lightning fast. And then it is try to run the CLI command, and some blockage is there in the CLI. Again, in CLI you may have blockage and all those things. So let me quickly check that why it is blocking the CLI. It should run the CLI as well. Okay, IP is correct only. Yeah, it should run. Let me do one more try here, and I can go here to the control, enter, and I'll give the IP 10301. Okay, not generating the result as I'm looking for. Let's see. 10301 is iOS XE, and this is the username, and this is the password. That's 100% correct. Then it is sending the command show SD-WAN control stats. Commands are correct. It should work. And what error we are getting? Let's see here the error. So it's telling that firewall blocking, wrong TCP, wrong IP, those things. And you can see here the IP is correct, 10301. You can see the NetMiko thing, some problem is there, but there is no problem with the API. Whether whatever device model we have, either it's a iOS XE or a VS device, we're getting the output. But these commands that you are seeing here, they are also tested command. This will also work. I'll show you some NetMiko. In bottom I have some NetMiko. I'll go there and I'll check that. Okay, app route, we have already verified that. So I will skip, we'll move next. Then we have very important information, that is Arp Interface Info. So here you can see that the API is very simple. Interface device ID, and I have made this as a input. So you have to type the system IP as an input, and then what information you will get: the VH device name, RX error, TX error, interface status, TCP adjust MSS. First of all, that table will get. Then uh, uh, part 1 and part 2. So two parts are there because the output was big. Then next you have the information related to drops and errors. Drops and errors, correct? And you can see the interface and the stats and the device ID because I have made that as a user input. Okay, so here you can see this is the user input. You have to give the system IP. once here on the top. So if you give once here in the top inside the function, remember, uh, I am calling 3 output here, but I am giving the system IP just for once here in this particular section of the program. Okay, so let's run this. Let's see the help section, and we can go and run Arp Interface Info and enter. Some okay, so while I created the program, I some typo mistake is there. Interface, I by mistake I have given INTET. Okay, it's not interface of interface something that we can correct. I'll correct that. So interface info and enter. Then this program should run, and then I can go and give 10101. So here you can see I told you earlier that there are some small mistakes are there that I want to correct it during the session. So it is telling that this particular field is not able to generate in the output. Now if I go here and I can give the CSR IP 10301. First of all, I have given the V edge IP, and this is the C edge. You can see the C edge, there is no problem. So you can understand there is slight difference in between the V edge versus C edge difference. So once the program executed, here you can see, let me scroll down, and why not, let's script the output inside bft.txt because it's easy to read. And here you have, so you can see the output here related to the interfaces and device name, RX error, then TX packet, the administrators, the TX error, then interface name. Um, See, this is the output we are looking for related to Nexus. Even you can cut something from there, but yeah, more or less this flaps, TCP, MSS, and then you have the part 2 of the output where you have the speed in Mbps, the hardware address is the MAC address, the device name, the VPN ID, the interface name, and then I have given one more output related to protocol, RX error, TX error, multicast packet, output, maybe broadcast packet, output, multicast, VPN. Good amount of information, correct? We have. Good job. So let's continue. So we have those informations, and the next function we have is the IP and fib. So often we need to look at about show IP safe. So you can see this will give you IP and fib information, and this function, you can see this function I have given the IP address here. So this is not user specific. So what does it mean? So if I go here and if we first of all check the help function, and then what's that, IP and fib. So IP fib. If we run this output, it is not asking anything, but it is running that program with respect to 10301. And I think it is generating some CLI output as well that I have given in the netmiko format, and you can see the CLI delay. It is taking some time actually to run execute the CLI command, and you can see the API speed. And CLI is still it is contacting and uh, doing the command. So what is happening that the vmanage first of all will do the SSH to the device then it will run that command, then it will take the output from the device and then it will display. So that's why the delay we have, we can see here, it is there. Now let's go back to the program here first of all. And you can see here that I have given this netmiko and I can see this IP is wrong. So first of all, let me correct the IPs. IP should be 10.3.0.1. Save it. So what type of output I want here related to this information is a show IP route VRF10, show IP route VRF20, then show IP route VRF40. These three CLI commands, correct? Okay, so oh, you can see now it is generating the output. So output for VPN 10, and you can see delay is there, correct? Some delay was there, but I have added this command just for one example that you can still run the netmiko as well. So there is no problem running the netmiko as well, and you can use the and you can see the mix of both, like a mix of API in a single function. We have the API call, and the same program we are getting the CLI output as well. And we know that good thing is that both whatever output we have, I can go and store is this inside bft.txt. Okay, and then you can go here. Yes, you can see the output. Complete output you can see here, and then you can see complete the IPsef interface and IP, and then you can see still it is going on. So the oops, let me close this session. So you can see here the CLI command is oops, something wrong. So can you see here? So initially it works, the CLI. So one time it works and second time I think if I change the IP it is not working. 10301. So let me go and revert back the IP. This is something the public IP we have. So I think this public IP is working. The system IP is not working, and that's why in the uppercase that was not working. But yeah, still it is slow related to the other, other functions. So I can see that we got the output up to that point. That's okay. I can do one thing. I can go and run this one more time, and because this is not user specific, it will not ask you about the user because we haven't created the variable on the top here, but I want to make this as a variable. I'll show you that how you can do this. Meanwhile, get the output, collect here. So one more output we have, and now you have the CLI output as well. Okay, CLI output as well. Let me quickly show you that how you can make this as a user input. So you can go and type say system IP equal to input is a function, and then you can go and give say enter the system IP to proceed, and then here you can go and remove this, and then you can give one plus sign, that's the concatenation system IP control S, and that's it. So now next time when you run this program, so let me run this, it's taking some time. So you have to give the system IP, and now you can go here and you can see here the output is generating. Okay, any doubt you have till this point?
I'm good. So with the CL,
Sorry.
so,
This moment only. I think maybe 3-4 minutes I missed that, yeah, while we are talking. Okay, no problem. Sorry for that. Okay, so it's going on, and let's see. But anyways, you have to um, spend some time with this code, and you have to test in the lab environment, in your environment. I have I have already tested this in the production as well, and it's working fine. So there is no problem. Now why it is waiting? Because we have to give one user input output. So I haven't given that. 0.1, enter. Now you can see the API speed. The moment you are giving, you are getting the result. So first table here you can see here. This is the inbound connection, inbound, and then you have the IPsec outbound connection. You can see good amount of information. Then you can see the local SA, security association, and then you can see the stats, tunnel stat. This command is related to the tunnel stat command. So again, good amount of information within few seconds we are getting, and this is actually very important information related to the IPsec plus some other tunnel information. bft.txt, enter, and then I have to give 10.1. You can give any user ID. I'm giving that, and we can go back here. You can see the speed. The moment I have given this, it has given the result. So I can scroll down, you can see the information here. Inbound, down, outbound, good amount of information. Great. Let's continue. Then we have the other very important function. This is also a very, very important function. Uh, it will give you the reboot count, the security information, the software information, and the system information. And this again, it is not user specific. So what I can do, I can make this as a user specific. I want to add something here. So say enter the IP address. That's the system IP. I should give input here, and then we can go here and we can make this as a plus and system IP. Correct. I can copy this system IP. So I can go scroll down. What API this is calling? You can see the API as well. The reboot history. It will give you the reboot history. Then you have the device security information. You can delete this. Then you can go and check the software information. You can add this. Then you can go and okay, so some NetMiko output is also there. What with NetMiko I'm doing? I'm checking show SD-WAN system status. That will give you overall CPU, memory, disk space, because the CLI output was good. So that's why I have, and that's it. So let's go and run this important output, and you'll find this is one of the nice output we will get. So what's the reboot? Sec soft sys, and then it is asking about the input. Now the CLI command will generate. It is taking some time to generate the CLI command, and you can see the CLI output, etc. I'll store this inside bft.txt, so we can check that, and 10.1.0.1, oops, enter, and then we can go here and we can check that. So clearly you can see the reboot history. 10.1.0.1 initiated by user, This is with 10101, which particular date, who has rebooted the device. You're getting that. Then information about IPsec tunnel. This is the tunnel information. Then some information about the software. So what image it has? So it has 19.2.2.2 confirmed by user. And then some CLI command is going on in the bottom, but that CLI we have fixed IP. Inside the CLI we have 10301. 10301 is there. That's one of the branch IP. So with CLI, again I think the CLI is completed. And now if I go scroll down, you can see the CLI output as well, related to CPU, memory, disk utilization and all. Okay. Wow. So if we are generating this report for one device, you can see that how it is increasing, how many things we have here. And let's keep going on. Let's see. Then we have the OMP status. Here also it is not as defined as the input, but you know that how we can make this as a user input. If I run, it will give me the OMP information related to 10301. That's okay. So what information it will give? OMP peer. Okay, that's one information. Then OMP advertise routes. That's the second information. Then OMP received routes. That's the third information. And then I have a netmiko command related to show SD-WAN OMP services and show SD-WAN OMP summary. So let's go here and let's run this OMP command and redirect to bfd.txt. It's going on. And if we go to the notepad, you can see here the information related to OMP peer. So I have two VS Smart as a OMP peer, and then we are getting the OMP advertise routes. It's a big routing table. And then you have the OMP receive routes. Again, because this is a routing table, so this output is big. And that's the thing, say if output is big, you're not able to read over the CLI, correct? You have to put somewhere and then you can go through it. And then it's still the CLI command is going on. Oh, it's completed. Okay, so it will refresh, and in bottom here you can see the CLI output. OMP service routes, OMP summary, like this. Okay, so that's a good thing. We are going on and we reach up to line number 865. So only I think 150 lines are there. So I will complete this and then we'll stop. Then T-lock information. So T-lock advertise routes, and then you have T-lock advertise routes, maybe receive routes as well. T-lock receive routes for fixed IP, but I have shown you that how you can make this as a user input as well. Correct. So you can watch the recording. If you miss how to make this as a user input, you can do it. And then you have a netmiko example as well. So with netmiko, what information I want? Show SD-WAN BFD T-lock summary list. So now I can go here and I can run the T-lock. You'll get the information. So you're getting the T-lock information. See, nice output over the screen. And then CLI command, it is taking some time to generate the CLI. It will show you here the CLI. If you want to store it somewhere, we can go ahead and we can store it. I can go here and you can refresh this, and let's scroll down. See all this information. We are getting in a nice presentable format, and again the CLI command is executing, so that's why it is not coming. But once it will get completed, we'll get a refresh page option, and that's it. All right, so since we are very much at the end of this, then we have the OSPF information. OSPF, I have shown just the netmiko commands, but again, we can go and use the the APIs for OSPF, BGP, everything we have the APIs, and final the end of the function. Yes, Sam, you can see the big program. I'll upload with the recording. If you want, now it become your program. You can edit, modify, add, delete, whatever you want to do, you can do it. So total number of lines in this program is approx 1060. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
upload this with
Okay.
the recording.
Thank you.
Sure.
That's
And
nice. Good job.
thank you. All right. So next thing we have, so we have some small things to discuss, but anyways, let's discuss because we'll complete that section. So next thing we have, let me go to the agenda. Course, where are you? Course. So that was the lab 1 and 2 that I mentioned there, but we have one interesting lab related to backup configuration. So in backup configuration also I have given some variation. I told you that when I have to check any command backup configuration, I'm using a script. How we can do that? So let me quickly show you and then we are good to stop. So for backup, let me show my history of the configurations, whatever list I have. So I have 8 and 9. 8 is what? Backup configuration. Do I have 10 as well? No, I don't have 10. Okay, device. Okay, so since the program number 8, here you can see it's a small backup program. What it is doing, let me increase the size, but we can, I will show you later on that in our list also. So we are getting this list correct. In this list also, I will add one more uh, function called backup. So we don't need to run any other program. So in the help section, what I will do, I will add one more function here, backup below thetlog. So the same function will do the backup as well. But anyways, the agenda here, the solution here is this, that you go to the device list, take the UUID, and there is one API. There's a template config running, and then the device UUID. That's the API. For that API, you just need the UUID. That's it. So if you have the UUID, then it will uh, generate the running configuration, and then you can put inside the config folder or whatever name of the folder. This is just the name, A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever. Now if I go and run this program, so if I go here and run Python and 08 backup, so you can see here backing up. So it is throwing an error. Why? Because he is not able to find one folder called config. So what I need to do, that I should go here and then I should create one folder called config, and then I can go here and we can press up arrow, same program. So now it is taking the backup from branch 1 ch1, branch 1 ch2, dc1, dc1, like all the network device configuration, it is taking the backup. And now you can go here and go to the config. I can see this. You can see the configuration like this. Okay, see how easy to take the backup.
Yeah. Yeah, not going to log in and
So if you have hundred of devices, no problem. You just run the script, take one cup of coffee, and done. All right. So that was the thing. And last script I have for just for the operation purposes, the get sp performance data. This is something related to performance of the circuits. That is also important program. So again, you can see this is going to give you the app route, transport, summary, latency, and then some of the query interval. What are the things? The entry color, latency, jitter, loss percentage. Those information you will get. This is also a nice program that will give you the nice output. What's the program number? Program number is 09. So I can go and 09, enter, and just wait. You will get the nice output here, and you can see the output that actually this time is in some epoch time. It is we can convert this time in our timing as well, so there is no problem. But you can see the internet to internet, the latency, jitter, loss, like that. You have nice table. Again, you can print this in a tabulet format as well. So you can improve this code, but still you can see the code is working, and it is giving you four columns: a time, color, loss, latency, and jitter output. Correct?
Yeah, good. So let's go back to